Fantastic, and welcome to TV Coach & Co. It's August 28th, and it's the 3 p.m. game here. We're just about to watch the kickoff, and there's the kickoff of the EORU Championship between the Ottawa Irish and the Kingston Panthers. Mike Wong has taken it into contact. Bringing it over, Dennis Esseltine now bringing it over into contact as well. That's number 7 for the Kingston Panthers.
Panthers are doing a good job pushing the tempo here.
Mike Wong.
Nice deep kick.
Kick.
Great pursuit from number 11, Shane Baddeley.
Yep.
Unfortunately, just missed the tackle.
2 tackles and brought out by Roald Smith.
Roald Smith, wearing number 8, was able to make that tackle using the touchline as the 16th man. It was excellent.
Bringing up the field there was Farron Ling from the Ottawa Irish.
So the first lineout is happening for Kingston right now. The referee is setting the lineout and being particular with what he'd like to see. Today's referee is Kevin Vervin from the Ottawa area. No contest from the Irish. Surprising to see at this point in the field. Ball seems to be secured at the back of that maul by Roald Smith, number 8. And still moving forward.
Mason, really, number 16, really driving hard against those Irish, trapping that one guy in there, number 8, Andrew McIsaac.
Made a nice 15 meters, but Panthers got to produce the ball here. There we go. Ball's out to Mike Wong Jr.'s hands, playing scrum half today.
To Pixley, and then to Tim Poffley, number 12, who brings it down to the ground, displays it back.
Last fight, Grant, go on.
To Mike Wong, number 3. We have 2 Mike Wongs on the field today.
Just to add to a little bit of confusion.
That's right.
And ball goes to Blake Wilson, wearing number 5, just attacking at the guard position in the defensive line for the Irish.
Skips Trevor Snyder, gives it to Carl, number 15, Carl Erickson. Retaining very well right now.
They're retaining well. They're not super dynamic right now. I think they're just trying to feel out the Irish side at the moment. See what their defense looks like, how quickly they set up, how well they come across and fill in on the far side. That's a nice little jink by Mike Wong Jr.
Yeah.
Had the post jump up and took advantage.
See if they can retain it through this mess.
Looks like the ball's on the Kingston side.
Yeah, there's an Irish guy lying there.
It was an interesting play with Roald taking the ball out there, but seems to be working out well for Kingston right now. Ball's on the deck. And retained by Kingston, it looks like.
Yeah, I believe that was Rom that grabbed that ball.
Yeah, heads up play there. The ball is really rolling around on the ground. Great body position. Going into contact there by number 13, Trevor Snyder. Looks like we're going to have a little bit more dynamic play there. Just running off fly half's hip. So we had Dennis going to ground, wearing number 7. Yeah. And trying the cheeky little chip over.
Does it stay in? No, it does not. Oh, it does! Fantastic.
Well, we'll have the
great job.
Touch judge is just going to have a quick word too, and seemed to be a nice little play there. They weren't having a lot of success going up the blind side, and Mike Wong just dropped a little chip over the edge there.
And it was picked off by Shane Baddeley at the end.
Nice way to finish and a nice way to start. So Kingston retained their ball the entire first bunch of phases there with no turnovers. Irish are battling really well. The breakdown, though.
Yeah, it's going to be creativity. Plays like that that's going to mean the difference in this game, I think.
I would think. We've got 2 really talented teams who've won quite a few games to get here. Now, Kingston's had some success against the Irish so far this year. They have won both their 2 previous meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mike Wong's got a pretty tough attempt at goal here. But he's got the wind behind him. Wow.
What a brilliant kick by Mike.
Great way to finish. So that takes the score to 7-0 for Kingston with about 5 minutes gone in the first half.
Yep.
If Mike Wong is able to kick from this side, he certainly can extend his range with all the wind that's coming behind. Mm-hmm. Coming right over his right shoulder there, going from south to north. So the interesting part about rugby is that once you get scored on, you actually kick the ball back to the other team in 15-a-side rugby. So it looks like we're going to have another start on the possession. If Kingston continues to play this way, they're going to set themselves up for the first half. The Irish, though, they're not going to go down without a fight.
Now, wait a second. You said in 15-a-side you made a point of specifying that. There's other forms of rugby?
7-a-side rugby as well. Back in the Olympics for 2016. And in that one, kick goes the other way. Got a penalty here. Back 10 for Kingston. And this might be a makeable kick for the Irish if they choose.
Yeah, are they?
That ball's got to go to Pixley.
Yep, they've identified to the ref that they want to make the kick.
I know.
So they'll try for a 3-point try at the post. The ball's live here, though, so the Kingston players will certainly be on guard and watching to see if the ball does bounce back into play from the post or if it goes through into the end goal as well. So it's number 11, Doug Crow, who will be making the attempt at goal. You can recognize him by those flashy boots, bright orange. Not sure I've seen another pair of those before.
There must be something about kickers and those flashy boots. Pixley has a pair of nice baby blue ones as well.
Well, I've always said you've got to be a good player in order to wear those flashy boots. Here's his attempt. Oh, may need to have somebody hang on to that ball for him. The wind is, it's pretty gusty here. The referee will have him hold it next time if it does fall off again.
Well done, well done.
And the touch judges have said it was true, so 7-3 for Kingston. Both touch judges are local rugby players, rugby boosters. They do a lot for rugby in Kingston and the surrounding area, for that matter. They both have been involved with the club for a very long time.
Yep.
And both have coached at Holy Cross and coached with the club and have done all the various things, including lining the field and buying equipment and all that kind of thing over the years. So it's great to see them out and also contributing this way.
Yeah. Oh, John Clark is actually our social for the old boys team as well.
Right.
Social coordinator.
Excellent. So this is the first possession for the Irish, and the referee has awarded a scrum, I believe, to Kingston. I believe that was a knock-on. Not a great way to start for the Irish on their first possession. Looks like they're ready to scrum quickly. Here's the first scrum. Pretty stable.
Yeah, and wheeling there.
Kingston's handled that fairly well. A little bit of a wheel. A little bit of butterfingers there.
Oh, fantastic.
Lucky to get that pass off.
To Carl, to Graham, who loops around, keeping his eye out there for Badley again.
Looks like a bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah. Well, they were making that up as they went the whole way, essentially, from the number 9.
Definitely some freelancing.
Yeah.
And that one wasn't. Oh.
Oh, fantastic. To Rimmer, number 4. He's looking for someone to give it to.
That was an excellent line. Pressure still going. And number 12, Tim Poffley.
Tim Poffley brings it in for the second try for Kingston.
A little bit of broken play there. You know, a little bit of ability to create and enjoy the game, and seeing in front of you makes the game a whole lot more fun and generally results in a few more scores as well.
Yeah.
Tim Poffley did a great job there picking it up and seeing the gap in front of him. I noticed there the second last phase, ball went through Rob Samarino's hands and then back inside to Justin Rimmer. The last couple of games, I've had an opportunity to do the color commentary. Justin's lines are impeccable. He runs support lines in an incredible fashion, and truly that score wouldn't have happened without Justin Rimmer, number 4's lines of run.
Yeah, those lines are pretty intimidating, actually. If you ever have a chance to play touch with him, even, he uses those quite a bit as well. It just keeps you on your toes constantly.
That's right. Now, Mike Wong was able to convert that try. So now the score is 14-3, Kingston over the Irish. So they'll get themselves settled coming up to the line, regroup a little bit. I'm sure the Irish coach is asking them to rethink what they're going to do here. from the defensive perspective. They really got to get a stop here before Kingston marches back down the field.
Yep.
So ball's just coming up to the line. We'll see if they kick back to the same spot. It's generally been fairly deep, and Kingston's been trying to offload to bring the ball back to the middle. Pretty good strategy. Keeps things moving. Here we go. Quite a deep kick.
Yeah. Too badly. He's bringing it up. Number 11.
Nice run from the winger.
And Graham Pixley kicks it upfield.
Still in a spot for the fullback to make a play on that, though. And Kingston hasn't yet made their tackle.
Mason, number 16. Mason Curtis makes a great tackle there.
A little bit of ball possession for the Irish. And definitely a whole bunch of boots in there. So referee Vervin is marching Kingston for
I'm pretty sure that was Rauld that he was standing on top of in there.
It may well have been. He certainly wasn't on the right side of the ruck there. Back 10, though, for diving over, not keeping the feet. So it looks like the Irish will opt to, it looks like they're making a quick substitution. It may be a blood sub, just judging by the fact that the medic is on the field.
Yeah. Now, according to the rules, he's got 10 minutes to clean himself up, remove the traces of blood from other players, and then he can re-put himself back up onto the field. Is that correct?
That's right. And
yeah.
if it takes too long or the bleeding doesn't stop, then that substitute will actually have to stay on the field permanently.
Yeah.
So the Irish have their best position yet in terms of their attacking area, almost up on the 22. It's a nice wide field here, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do try to spin it wide out to this side of the field. Probably trying to get the ball in the hands of their number 11.
I can see Carl Erickson and Rome already pointing out the guys that they're responsible for.
Yeah, the fullback has joined the line for the Irish, so it's a nice throw.
That's you, that's you!
Balls through the hands.
And Trevor Snyder, number 13, holding on to him. Quickly joined, but they've recycled the ball now.
Robin McLaughlin of the Irish there was lucky to keep his feet. Did a great job there being able to retain possession.
Rimmer's slightly offside, but he's back in. Dumps him over the ruck.
Get out, Dennis! Get out the other way, Dennis!
Still maintaining possession.
The other way, Dennis!
Body position on the Panthers team has been excellent. It's very, very low.
Corner,
And as they say, the saying comes from football, low man wins, right?
Yep.
Little chip kick.
Ian McLaughlin running back there. Oh, sorry, Rome, sorry. And then kicking it out.
Heads up play, there wasn't a whole lot of else he could do with that.
No, he handled that very well.
So we'll be an attacking scrum again for the Irish. About, what do we say, 6-7 meters from the line there?
Yeah, I didn't realize how much Rome and Ian McLaughlin look so much alike, even the way they walk.
Similar positions too, I suppose.
Yeah.
So let's see, the last line out the Irish ran went to the back. So Kingston seems to have a bit of an advantage defensively jumping from the front, so they may choose to go back again. Again, it's also helpful to go to the back of the line out in order to get the ball wide.
Oh, well done to Kingston.
Taken from Kingston. Poor throw from the Irish.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Taking their time, pointing at the defenders, and Graham Pixley is able to clear. Got a nice bit of distance there.
Still bouncing around in the parking lot.
So again, it'll be a throw-in for the Irish. It looks like they're having a little bit of trouble with that line-out, though.
I think that wind might be affecting. Like, you can see the wind there on the flag that's being held up. That definitely has an effect on the throw-ins.
I would say for sure. Good thing is it's relatively straight across the field, but it's pretty strong and it's picking up. And an overthrow again.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice
very well
hands.
done by the Irish. See, I'm surprised by that, to have winds gusting like that and to be doing long throw-ins.
I think the timing was off because they did try and get their front jumper up a little early, but they're actually trying to boost their front jumper behind the defensive jumper. which is an interesting strategy. Sometimes it works, but you can live and die by it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll just get the ball into play again. It's gone off into the parking lot. Thankfully, didn't do any damage there. We've got all the Kingston players in the shade and hopefully trying to prevent the ball from going into the parking lot and delaying the game.
I didn't park over there.
Probably a good idea. It's just like parking away from the outfield and when you're playing law ball too. So here we go. They're setting the lineout. They're taking a while at the set piece, both at lineouts and scrums. No contest from Kingston. It looked like the number 10 for the Irish bobbled that ball a little bit and had to improvise.
Yeah, the fly half had to pick it up on the wrong side and throw it behind him to the left.
Now this is where the Irish had some success, I think, the last time they played Kingston, keeping the ball tight, being methodical. Oh, he's isolated there, and looks like Graham Pixley was almost able to cause a turnover, but he wasn't on his feet, so he has to release the tackle, and the referees whistled him for not releasing.
Oh, here's a very good opportunity here for the Irish.
Had a 3-on-2 there.
Yep.
Now they're even up.
Kingston is
Ball's out. It's very patient.
No, they had a very good chance there, and then they gave Kingston the opportunity to reset.
And it looks like the referee was calling Kingston for being offside there as well.
Okay.
So the Irish are opting to go for the full 5 points instead of taking the 3. Must be pretty confident in their penalties. Breakdown on the 2. Pretty tight defense. It's a wonderful offload there with the Irish.
Yeah, they are doing really well right now.
Jersey tackle on the line. Looked like that was a keeper from the scrum half there.
Yeah. None of their backs seem to be spreading out at all, so they're just going to go straight for that.
And the attempt to touch the ball down for the try by the Irish was held up by Kingston. So the scrum will go to the attacking side, go back to the Irish, and it'll be on the 5-meter line. One of the players is laboring a little bit out there for Kingston, taking a second to get up, making sure he's all in one piece. And now we're ready to get back going. It's interesting, the Irish have picked up their pace in terms of getting the scrum set now that they're that much closer to the line.
Now, for those of us who aren't quite aware of what being held up is, it's if a try is the equivalent of a touchdown, it's because you must actually touch the ball to the ground in rugby. And if there's a body part in the way or somebody's body in the way between touching that ball to the ground, it is not successful.
That's right. Now, there was another penalty called on Kingston, and the Irish have opted, instead of kicking the ball or tapping the ball, they've called for a scrum, as they're able to do on a penalty. I wouldn't be surprised if they were running a back row play off to the blind side there on this next. Well, it was picked up by the back row, but it actually went to the strong side there first, looking to reset a platform, keeping the ball tight where they're experiencing success. Got
Mason pulling that guy to the ground. Mike Wong and Rimmer holding the line there.
Still not quite in.
And
The Irish are threatening, though.
That was a very good try, putting that large guy against little Mike Wong.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to look for those mismatches.
Yeah.
Got deep to make the tackle, though, sending the Irish back a little bit. And we do have an advantage, 3 versus 2. Wide.
Wow, fantastic.
Tackled into touch.
Those tackles there were made by Badley again, and I believe Graham Pixley.
Yeah, the Irish outside center wanted to try and go wide there on Graham, but Graham was able to get a hand on him, forcing the offload. And by then, he'd already run his own player out of space.
Yep. Yeah, you actually want to run the defense away from your other player, thereby opening that gap up so that they can run through.
So ball's in. Looks like Kingston's having some problem on their lineout as well.
Yeah, you cannot stay on defense like this for too long without eventually failing.
Well, there's always the bend but don't break philosophy. There's
Yeah.
lots of bending going on right now. And the Irish have the ball back. Another opportunity to score.
Yeah.
Looks like the referee's in perfect position to be able to call if that's been touched down or not. Ooh, and Scott Hunter mishandles the ball for the Irish, leading to a possible turnover by Kingston.
Yep.
Kingston's having a hard time keeping that going forwards though, and the Irish have turned the ball back over on the attack again.
Yeah, the Irish, I mean, even though they're having that 8-ball syndrome where they just cannot close that try, are doing very well here. Retaining the ball.
Where they're really having some successes where if they're able to get the ball out quickly from the base of the rucks, but they're struggling to actually get clean ball even though they're going in with decent body position.
Mm-hmm.
Another penalty on Kingston. Looks like they're hoping they might be able to get out of this with only 3 points rather than giving up the 5.
That's the kicker that's... I believe he's... Yep.
Yeah, motion for post.
That's their kicker again.
So
Doug Crow.
that's right. He
Yep.
made good on his first attempt. It looks like he's a little closer this time. He's got the wind at his back. All things are in his favor this time to be able to increase their score. Again, we're still sitting at 14-3. Kingston's been playing defense for the last 5 or 10 minutes within their own 22, mainly on their goal line.
It appears that the Irish have deemed that it is not worth the trouble to try and the extra 2 points and are just going for the kick.
Sometimes it's nice just to come away with the points and then regroup and have an opportunity to attack again. Their attack hasn't really been dynamic. It's been very predictable, but it has also been working quite well for them.
And a nice clean kick.
Kick is good. So we're sitting now at 14-6. Kingston is leading the game. And number 11, Doug Crow, has accounted for all 6 points for the Irish. So we'll have another restart here at center.
I wonder if anyone's told him that one of his socks is down.
Maybe it's his lucky way of wearing his socks.
His superstitious thing.
You never know what players do in order to make themselves successful.
I think I'm better off not knowing what most of them do.
Oh, here we go. Ball should be coming back up to center shortly. And Mike Wong Jr. will kick off for Kingston. See if it's a slightly shorter kick. Kingston's had some success in recovering kickoffs this year. Here we go. That is a nice short kick. And roll.
Nice and high.
Was able to make an excellent tackle there. Rolled Smith coming into nowhere there. I think he tracked him down nice and early. There was a little bit of eye contact between Rolled wearing number 8 and Mike Wong Jr. wearing number 9 right before that kickoff.
And an early tackle like that is nothing but demoralizing because you finally got the opportunity for possession. Not that the Irish have been hurting for possession, really, but they really did not have the opportunity to do anything with that.
Well, yeah, the plan there with the kicking for the 3 points and then getting the ball back is you want to be able to go back and score the 5 later on.
Exactly.
And they're on their way towards the goal line. In hot
and
pursuit.
now Badley has to get that.
Oh, man on there. And the referee has called a penalty against the Irish. Looks like he called the legs getting crossed up between the Irish winger tracking down Mike Wong Jr. behind him and sending him head over heels there.
Yeah. Now Mike Wong was just running back towards the ball. It's just he wasn't quite as fast and got in the way.
I think he may have intentionally been getting in the way a little bit there too, so
no.
You never know.
I've seen it. He's really not a fast guy.
Uses his boot. Excellent
But that is frustrating when you're trying to run towards the ball and there's a slow object in front of you.
It is very true, but I guess that's what happens when there's 15 people on the field on either side.
Yep.
So another line out here. This line out will be for Kingston. It was a penalty, so ball comes back to Kingston.
Mason
Randolph
Curtis
will
there.
throw.
He's going to be throwing in.
The lineouts still haven't been super smooth, but that was probably the best one they've had today. Ball to the back of the maul, which isn't going anywhere, so Junior's going to have to get that ball out quickly. Here we go.
To
Justin
Rimmer.
Rimmer. Now, Justin's on his own there. He better get some support.
Yeah. Slows himself down, turns around.
There's an Irish player who had initially blocked off the ball there. Got him out of the way. Graham Pixley to Snyder.
Trevor Snyder.
Little turnover there.
Yep.
Too bad. Snyder looked like he wasn't quite sure where that ball was going to go, if it floated on them in the wind there or not. In any case, it'll be a scrum down for the Irish.
Oh, Trevor will come back with a fantastic hit to make up for that.
Certainly his defense is the strongest part of his game. So scrum half Gareth Jones will put the ball in for the Irish. Great sounding rugby name. The referee seems to be being very specific about how he'd like the scrum run, giving some extra instructions. And the number 8's getting unbound a little quickly there. Surprised he didn't get whistled. Ball into contact. A little bit of a mess over there. Ball the Irish, kicking away possession.
Yeah.
Now, they turned the ball over there and immediately kicked it away, which is an interesting strategy because it's hard to recover the ball on an immediate turnover because you don't know to chase. The wingers don't know if they should be going upfield or not. It is a strategy that some teams use with great success, however.
Oh, really?
Surprising. See it more in the junior leagues than the professional leagues, but it does work. Nice line out.
Seems kind of like a contradiction in terms, really.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Snyder.
See, there's Trevor.
Much better job with the hands there. Great platform to work from. That ball's got to come a little sooner. Blake Wilson into contact. Well, he got knocked backwards there, but still got some decent ball placement.
Graham to Chris Warner, number 6. Chris is driving forward, and then Tim Poffley goes over top of him. Now, Tim's actually wearing the 12 jersey, but he's got a lot of wrappings around his head like he's his second row right now.
Is that a second position for Tim? Might he be going in there at some point?
Oh, no, that's an injury from a couple games past. He just doesn't want his stitches to come undone.
Fair enough. Probably a good point. So
Stoic, that one. Stoic.
Irish were able to turn over the ball there in contact, and they'll have the throw in as well off the penalty. Yeah, it's nice to see Tim playing rugby after his many years playing football for Queens. And back on the field that he played his high school rugby and football at as well.
Yeah, Tim Poffley was actually invited down to Toronto there for the CFL drafts. This what was it? This autumn past.
Well, it's nice to see he's out playing rugby as well and continuing to hone the skills. Ball's up, not straight.
Just grazed the fingers of everyone reaching for it.
So it'll be a scrum on the 15 for Kingston. Now the Kingston front row is there and set and ready to go quite quickly.
So Mason Curtis there is hooker. Wong is closest to us. Tight head prop. Loose head is Justin Smith, FJ. But he asked me not to say that on TV.
Great offload to Dennis. Just not quite able to keep that ball alive in contact.
Well done, and Blake Wilson.
It's an advantage for Kingston. The referee's playing advantage. Rimmer's trying to keep his feet, number 4. And Mike Wong is having a look at the defense before he picked the ball. And number 8 was quite quick to come up and make that tackle. Andrew McIsaacs from the Irish.
Mason Curtis was quick on that.
Another put in for Kingston. Scrum. Set and ready to go.
So a second row there as they're binding. Blake Wilson on the outside there. Rimmer on the inside.
Wearing 5 and 4 respectively.
That's right. Number 6, Chris Warner.
Kingston's back 10, early engage.
Dennis Asseltine, the other flanker, number 7. Bringing him down and then getting over that.
Little chip. Rom Severino looked like he was a little bit out of position there on the wing, so the Irish scrum half, or fly half, sorry, Scott Hunter decided to try and test him. Got some territory though, but they don't have the possession anymore, so it'll be a Kingston throw-in as well.
Yeah, Rom's another injury actually for the Kingston Panthers. He's having some problems, I think, with a hamstring, so he's only playing at about 75% of his own speed.
It's tough to do from a winger position.
That's right. Just a testament to his skill and ability.
Rom's a teacher at LaSalle High School as well in town. Controlled by Kingston from the line out.
Okay.
And looks like Pixley is going to send this one again.
Well placed.
Run back by Farron Ling for the Irish. Chase down.
Pixley gets over that. But the ball looks like it got trickled back in its Irish possession.
Actually looked like that ball was knocked forward, but the referee was on the wrong side of the breakdown to see that one. And an interference call. Crossing on the Irish, so another penalty for Kingston. Right on center. Be interesting to see how far Mike Wong can send this in terms of territory.
Yeah, he wants it to drop right in front of the try line.
Excellent kick.
Yes.
So the Kingston Panthers just moved 35, 38 meters up the field with that kick. Taking their time talking about what they want to do here. How many people they want to have them line out. Looks like they've dropped out Justin Rimmer and Dennis Asseltine to be running a couple of different lines. And looks like they'll just have a 5-man line out for Kingston, which the Irish will have to match.
So we see Rimmer there in the back, so we know that he's going to be creating.
Oh, well done.
Nice
thought. Execution wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
Great offload from Pixie quickly. Rimmer still on his feet, and now he's taking the ground. Blake Wilson was able to keep that drive moving forward. Great platform, presentation.
They're putting a lot of heat on the number 9 there. And Tim Poffley struggles his way.
He did well to handle that ball in contact and then keep his feet moving.
That's right. And so we've got Carl, Rom, Pixley on this side here. Jamie Van. That was Blake Wilson that got smoked there.
Blake wasn't given the ball in the best of positions.
No, not at all.
He thought he was running a dummy line, and the ball came out quickly. And the Irish has turned it over. And they're just looking for an outlet there. They weren't, we're hoping that ball would just get out of bounds.
Looks like a quick maybe in? No?
Referee's not going to give it to them.
No.
It did go outside 3 meters, outside the touch line. And sometimes the referees will let you play with that a little bit, but more often than not, they'd rather prefer to get the game reset, get people flowing, and see the game look calm and collected, yet at the same time dynamic moving forward.
That's right.
So number 6, Chris Warner, takes the ball, looking to start the drive. Looks like Roald Smith, number 8, has the ball at the back of that. It's just turned into a ruck. Mike Wong's digging.
Pixley to Trevor Snyder, who drives in, brings it into contact.
Carl Erickson's even coming into the fullback position to help secure that ball in the backs. It's going to be a short ball to the forwards. Rimmer is able to dance his way out of the first tackle. Ball still on the ground. Kingston's maintaining possession. It's pretty messy down though. There's quite a few bodies on the ground. Little hammer ball to the left. Looks like they might be setting that up to go for it again.
Rimmer's a little slow to get up.
Oh, ball goes straight to the backs.
Tim Poffley again. Now to Rimmer, who pops it up.
Just off Jamie Benn's hands there.
And then to Curtis after being knocked forward.
Nice idea. Kingston hasn't gotten the ball wide much just yet. They seem to be crashing through their centers. It's worked all right, but in order for them to be successful, I think they might have to continue to change the angle of attack a little bit.
There are 2 players down right now. Number 8 for the Irish, Andrew McIsaac, is on his knee right now. He's being looked at, and I can't quite see who's down, who Jen is looking at right now, even if it's an Irish or a Kingston player. Oh, it's a Kingston player.
Jamie Benn was down for a second, but I think he was just catching his breath more than anything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's been in the game for a long time, and you know when to rest and when not to rest. And
Jamie's the oldest man on the field for Kingston today.
That's right.
44 years young. That's well past the age most people start playing old boys, but
if you can catch your breath for another 30 seconds lying on the ground, that can make the difference.
That's right.
Yeah.
Blake Wilson's down for Kingston on the far side there.
I think he's more taking advantage of the break and play.
That's right. Blake has a fairly heavily taped knee, so it looks like the therapist Megan was just checking that out for a second.
Oh, that's Rimmer that's down. Number 4, Justin Rimmer.
He did take a pretty big knock when he tried that offload.
Yeah.
So may have had a little bit of whiplash with his head once he actually landed on the ground.
Yeah, we should probably take a moment now to thank our trainers on the side of the field, KATC, Kingston Athletic Therapy Clinic. That was Jen Miller and Megan out there.
That's right, and the two women who all own the clinic, Carla Brash and Jean Solon, are both therapists with the senior programs for Rugby Canada.
Yeah, Carla is actually here as well today. She's the
big chase here.
Trainer for the Irish.
And the Irish are able to retain.
Oh,
in
wow.
For the score. Well done.
Fantastic. Great job.
That was excellent pursuit from the outside backs for the Irish. They really didn't give up on the chase there. It looked like Kingston had that secured. It looked like it was just one Irish player with 3 Kingston players, and Kingston mishandled it on the first opportunity and turns into a score almost over the post.
And instantly the Irish are definitely contesting this game.
That's right. So it's 14-11. This kick could take the score to only a 1-point difference. And it is. So Kingston continues to lead. However, it is narrow, 14-3.
And that's exactly the kind of game we want to see.
That's right. It's a championship game. It should be back and forth and
that's
back and forth. So, you know, from the very beginning, Kingston solidified their possession and really didn't have a lot of turnovers. Now, the Irish have turned the tide a little bit. The possession has been theirs has been the lion's share. They've dominated what's going on. Kingston hasn't gotten a lot going through anything but the centers. They have had some success attacking off the post and guard, nice and tight to the breakdown.
Yep.
We'll see what if they go for another short kickoff here, if the Kingston forwards can track down the ball. Rolled's ready to go, wide. Another short kick. Missed tackle.
We cannot afford to have those kind of...
Another break.
Oh! And that was Justin Rimmer, I believe.
It was an excellent finish of the tackle.
Yeah. It didn't look like he was expecting that one at all. He was off looking to the left for someone to pass to, and then suddenly ran into a wall.
Sometimes when it's a little guy and a big guy, the little guys think that the big guys are going to miss.
Yep.
But when they connect, it's a pretty solid hit, that's for sure. So, line out to Kingston. Ball's in. Well taken.
Stolen by Badley, sorry.
Interesting to see Badley jumping in the line out.
Yep. And intercepted kick to
Lucky
Poffley,
bounce.
who just drives through their defense.
And offloads.
To Snyder, to Pixley. Look at this creativity right here to Rom, who's only at 75% of his speed.
For the offload, Mike
to
Wong
Mike
Jr.
Wong. And there's the try and retort.
Very, very dynamic play from Kingston. He went through many sets of hands beforehand. Incredible play. Snyder made up for his earlier miss with a beautiful touch pass back to Pixley. And Pixley did a great job making the two defenders really commit to him before offloading to Severino.
And that's that creativity on the fly that I mentioned before, because that was actually off of a blocked kick. And there was no time to think about, you know, or set up any plays whatsoever. That
That's
was just on the fly.
So Mike Wong Jr. will try to convert his own try. And he connected from much further out with his last opportunity. Drives it through. Kick is good.
That was an awkward looking kick. The ball just kind of warbled in the wrong way.
I think that
Good
was,
to see it go
you got to
through.
be good to be lucky on that one.
Yeah.
21-13 for the Panthers in the championship game of the Barden Division for the Eastern Ontario Rugby Union. Where does the winner of this game go, Zen?
Well, I believe both of these teams have qualified for the McCormick Cup series as 1 and 2 in the league. But the winner of this will actually be awarded the championship of the Eastern Ontario Rugby Union.
And they'll have a better seeding in the McCormick Cup competition as well, I imagine.
Yes, that's right.
Carl Erickson fields the ball.
Thinking about it.
Right back to the center line, even right off the center flag. So it'll be a line out to the Irish.
Yep.
Half a field away from their ultimate goal, the Kingston try line. It's nice to see all the fan support here. There's a great number of fans around, lots of people wearing Kingston colors and t-shirts. This is the first time an EORU championship game has ever been played in Kingston, and Kingston's been an incorporated club since 1967.
Yeah. We were actually playing games in Toronto as early as 1959.
Long before the days of insurance. Here we go, ball's in, touch pass. And looks like the Irish number 10 is just going to run the ball out of bounds to get the last whistle for halftime.
Oh, okay. I was a little confused there.
So the score at half is 21-13 for the Kingston Panthers over the Ottawa Irish. We're going to go into halftime now, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Be a part of a team that is making a difference in the lives of millions of Canadians. I joined Team Diabetes to get healthy, and now I'm training for my 3rd marathon.
Did you know that proper nutrition and regular physical activity can help manage diabetes as well as prevent type 2 diabetes?
Together, we can raise awareness and funds for diabetes.
Running with Team Diabetes Canada was the most exhilarating experience of my life.
Eat healthy, be active. Join today and see how far you can go with Team Diabetes. Help create a healthier Canada.
And we're back for the second half. Kickoff with Mike Wong Jr. of the Kingston Panthers to the Ottawa Irish. Big tackle from the Panthers to start things off. And the Irish are able to retain possession, but kicked it away. And it looked like Carl Erickson, number 15.
Blinded by the sun there.
Yeah, really
Yep.
lost that on the sun, but recovered okay. He's got the offload to Trevor Snyder.
Who's looking for an offload of his own to Rald Smith, it looks like.
Looks like ball's in the deck. And everybody's flooding the area. Mike Wong Jr.
Oh, you can see in the body language of the Irish that they are here to win this half.
Get it out, get it out,
Completely different than when they left the field a few moments
They
ago.
have quite a bit of a different attitude there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Graham Pixley into contact, and ball's in the deck.
Yep.
Mike Wong Jr. able to control tackle.
That was a significant hole there.
Yeah, it really
I'm
was.
surprised the Irish couldn't capitalize on that more. There's Carl again into the sun, picking up the ball, and a thoughtful kick.
Wondering if the Irish plan to use the wind and the sun to their advantage this half. It looks like the first two opportunities to get their hands on the ball offensively, they're looking to send it for a long ride. There is a Kingston player down at the moment.
That looks like Mike Wong or Trevor Snyder. It's a black scrum cap.
I think it's Mike Wong.
Yeah.
Actually went
Trevor
into
Snyder's
contact
there.
quite awkwardly on an offload the last phase there. So it looked like his knee got stuck underneath him with another player rolling over top. So I think they're just doing a little bit of precautionary testing with the knee.
Yeah.
Quickly on field. Again, KATC is doing a great job supporting these players and all the teams for the Panthers this year.
Yep.
So it looks like Wong's going to be able to get back and going.
Yep.
A little bit the worse for wear there, though.
Oh, as soon as it gets moving again, he'll be fine.
That's right. So time's back in.
Yep.
And the lineout belongs to the Irish. Yeah, Mike's limping around a little bit. We'll see if he is able to walk that off or if he does need a sub. It's 40 minutes in. You usually expect 60 minutes out of your top front row players.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice if you get 80.
I really don't think he's injured, actually. I think it's a ruse to identify himself as a weak point so the other team will attack him. No, I'm making that up.
So we've got the rolling maul happening from the Irish. Moving upfield. Kingston doesn't look super organized on the defensive end. Looks like they've gone up, made another tackle. And Mike Wong is down again.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for Mike then. So much for that ruse idea.
That's right. We'll have a quick second break there for Kingston to grab their breath, and the Irish are certainly moving forward, attacking well.
Mm-hmm.
Kingston standing with a lot of hands on hips at the moment, looking a little bit tired actually. Still got 40 minutes to play, well, closer to 35 now that we've kicked off.
Yeah, there's not a lot of communication going on there, especially with the change in strategy that we've just seen from the Irish.
Well, I think the other part of it too is Mike is a real anchor for their scrum, and
Yeah.
he's really an all-around good guy.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is see somebody like that leaving the field, because he really does give a huge advantage.
Yeah. And a big round of applause from everyone as he is assisted from the field there.
So Kingston will need to provide a front row sub.
And it looks like Sam McLaughlin.
So Sam's had some games with the Panthers this year and has lots of experience as well, so should be an able sub for Kingston.
Yeah, Sam McLaughlin is actually to the seconds team what Mike Wong is to the first team. Keystone player, holds everyone together. And it'll be good to see him bring that leadership to this team here as well.
So another line out. This is for Kingston as well. In their own territory, not in a really threatening area, but certainly an area where they can score from.
Yep.
Number 11, Shane Badley, is able to control that.
Yep.
Penalty against the Irish, collapsing. There was a little bit of dangerous
slightly
play
dangerous play there, yeah. Rimmer pulls it in, running that guy over.
Another follow-up with Kingston.
Yeah.
Now, they're keeping the ball tight, but they're able to recycle it a lot more quickly than the Irish were in the first half. And the Irish have turned it over. Blocked by Dennis Asseltine.
Yeah, who then
Follows it up with a tackle.
Yep.
But the Irish still have maintained possession. And the kick is up.
And another kick to that blinding sun.
Shane Badley did a great job staying under that and making the first man miss.
Mm-hmm.
Probably an ill-advised kick there, right to the opposition winger. Mike Wong back to field the ball, and the ball's into touch.
Yep.
It did go straight into touch, though, so it does come back to where it was kicked. from the Irish winger, which is great because that's an excellent attacking position for Kingston. Now, see how the Irish respond to the first real attacking position and how they do defensively. And they've certainly proved themselves to be dogged defenders so far.
I'm thinking they'll put on a hard defense here and then try to kick it once they get possession of the ball.
Most likely that's what they've seen so far.
Yeah.
Short little box kick from Mike Wong, not really going anywhere there. Might have seen the opposition winger out of position and tried to take advantage, but I think he just miskicked it. It did go much higher and much wider than I think he intended.
Yeah. That's actually the second miss kick he's made since the start of the half. He shanked one a little further back about 5 minutes in. Relatively speaking, 5 minutes in. I don't have a watch.
Another line out for the Irish.
Okay.
Oh,
Trevor
ball's
chasing
gone
this
wide.
down. It's coming down to Sergio Grice, who hangs on. And then Tim Hoffley. Oh, I thought he stole that ball, but Graham kicks it back upfield.
Good pursuit. Pixley's trying to cover both players, and Mason Randolph is coming across to try and finish off the tackle as well.
Yeah.
Great play from the back three for the Irish. Able to turn that into a net gain.
Yeah. I believe Randolph is Mason's middle name. Curtis is his last name. Yeah.
Better known as Sunshine.
That's right.
So line out to Kingston on the tackle. The field is full width, regulation width, and both teams have taken advantage of running into the tram lines and trying to use as much width as they possibly can in their attacking game. Kingston's going with a short line out again. Seem to be a well-oiled machine at this point. And a little bit of a short attack from Pixley.
Yeah. Sam making his presence known. Oh, Rimmer.
Knocked out of his hands, but
Jamie Benn, I believe, picked it up, brought it down.
don't believe it went forward even though it was knocked on. So I think that the referee is not playing advantage and is letting the play stand as is.
Yeah. Kind of a dead pass there to Blake.
Rolled Smith with a beautiful line. And
and there's Sunshine right now.
Great support
Look at him run.
line.
Touches it down. Fantastic.
The boys there did a great job supporting from short depth. They really didn't have much depth at all in the initial attack, but Rolled Smith, number 8, was able to step around the first defender and put a support player through the gap. Did an excellent job there, being able to see that and offload very quickly and effectively. I think it was the first person down to congratulate Mason for touching that ball down. So that's the first score of the first half. We're about 8 minutes in now, and the score is now 26-3.
And Mike's probably got his most difficult kick of the game right now.
Into the wind, yeah.
Into the wind, far off to the side. Mason, you could have done a lot better with that instead of leaving him out like that.
He did have somebody on his back, so give him a bit of credit there. You know what? That was an excellent attempt.
Definitely.
It had the distance, just a little miss to the right there, I believe. So the score stays at 26-13 for Kingston.
We should probably mention Mike Wong Jr., the one that just did the kick there. Mason, that just scored that try. Shane Badley, and there's one more Queens player, I believe, here out on this field. They play during the fall season for Queens University, and for us during the summer, apparently. And they are a fantastic addition.
That's right. Queens has their first home game on September 12th at 1 o'clock on Kingston Field.
Yep.
The men's team and the women's team has their first home game on the 18th of September at 1 o'clock at Kingston Field as well. So there are quite a few players that are playing for RMC, for Queens, for St. Lawrence College. Yep. St. Lawrence has just introduced, actually the OCAA has introduced women's rugby as a viable sport in the OCAA that's sanctioned this year. And St. Lawrence has been running a team there for several years now.
Yep. Yep.
And the men's team at St. Lawrence has also experienced quite a bit of success over the last few years. I know they're looking to build, so participating in the summertime and supporting each other, the Kingston Panthers with the with all the other Scholastic teams certainly makes everybody better, gives lots of opportunity to coach and give back and play and learn and continue to grow better.
You can actually see several of these teams playing each other during the fall leagues that we have here in Kingston. The schedule is just being put together for the one this year, but the first game of Kingston versus Queen's University will be played on the 22nd of September.
Excellent. Well, Kingston's doing their darndest to keep this game and hang on to their lead. Blake Wilson was whistled for coming offside there. So Kingston will go back 10. I would think that the Irish would be kicking for touch at this point, following their game plan, trying to drive the ball down and to make up their territory on the field. And ball's able to go out. He actually chose the far side of the field, but to use the wind behind him, that certainly made a bit of a difference. And that was Andrew McIsaacs who was making that kick instead of their winger, Doug Crow, who seems to be doing most of their kicking today.
I believe if it was Andrew McIsaac that was down earlier during that long period of injury that we had at the end of the first half.
Looks like he's back in full form. So line out to the Irish. It's been a little bit messy so far today with the Irish. And another unsuccessful attempt. Dennis Asseltine was able to get through. With
a sloppy touch-type play pass.
Dennis was a dad for the third time yesterday with a new addition to the family.
Do we have a name yet?
I think he told me, but I can't remember.
No.
Aiden. It was a boy.
Oh, fantastic.
Took me a second. 6 pounds something. So good shout out to Dennis and his wife.
To be named after a Scandinavian god, that's not so bad.
Must be great things in store.
Yep.
Got an Irish player down, and the referee has whistled time out for this particular point in time. Taking a quick check. Got a medic on the field. Looks like perhaps a lower back injury or upper leg. Seems to be up and back with us now.
That was Carla that came on the field from KATC, right?
I think so.
Yep.
Carla works with the senior men's national team with the sevens program and also with the 15s. And her business partner, Jean, I think I was mentioning this earlier, Jean Solon, works with the women's national team, and they're in the World Cup today. Unfortunately, they had a loss to France this morning, which knocked them out of the semifinals. But they will play for 5th place later on this week. Ball's on the ground.
Oh, some sort of counter ruck going on there from the Irish.
Yeah, the
Steve Batty.
Kingston was able to regain
shrugging it off and then kicking upfield. Tim Poffley stopping that player dead.
And then got him going backwards, that's for sure.
Mallish type play.
It was messy, but Irish were able to maintain possession, which is really all they were looking for there in that case.
Yeah. I don't know if the ref actually called them all on that, but it was working its way towards that.
Offloaded. It looked like that ball went forward there in the tackle.
Yeah, see, this is that energy that I was seeing before from the Irish. They just pull something down from inside them and come out blazing.
I think the Irish have always had a little bit of a feisty side. They're a proud side. They've been a side for a long time in Ottawa.
Yeah, it's that energy that makes them very hard to play because you'll go up and down in waves of energy and speed, and it's very hard to keep yourself pinned on exactly where they are, and that change of speed can make a big difference.
That's right. Be a put in for the Irish. Kingston's up 5 meters from the hind foot of the scrum, playing fairly committed defense. Ball's out.
Good angle there.
That was Robin McLaughlin.
Robin
McLaughlin.
Oh, okay.
Came through there. And Pixley causes a turnover.
Pixley. And he picks it up, Trevor's
Lucky
on
bounce,
his hip.
Great ball.
Oh, fantastic. To Dennis Hasseltine, who's
And
got
looks like
lots
he
of
might get
space.
chased down.
And just kind of throws it off to his side to
And Mason
Sunshine
Curtis is
again.
able to pick up the ball.
Yep.
Number 2, and it's a score for Kingston.
Poor Mike Wong's got a kick from that corner again. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
Well, they'd rather have the 5 than make the conversion, I think. So.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Wow.
in this space while he's lining up this difficult kick, we've been putting a lot of plugs here for KATC. Maybe we should mention some of the other sponsors that have been so important to Kingston. Just a shout out to John's Deli, the Pilot House, the RCHA, Morvin Construction, MCL, the Iron Duke in Wellington, of course. Feel Hot Yoga has been very important to us. And Acme Sports and Promotion, who actually prints our jerseys, Habitat Concepts, and Soccer International. Soccer International has a tent up here right now, and the Masons from Royal Edward of Cataraqui are also here right now collecting donations for their district project to put the automatic defibrillators in every high school within the year.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Certainly need them.
Yeah,
So
we
Mike
see
Wong
those at
Jr.
hockey rinks. Sorry.
Mike Wong Jr. missed the conversion there. We knew that was going to be a pretty difficult try. So the score now stands at 31-13 for Kingston over the Ottawa Irish. EORU Barton Division Championship. Yeah, certainly the Kingston shopkeepers, owners, etc. are a very generous bunch, not only to the Panthers, but to many other community organizations and high schools as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Irish kickoff. Justin Rimmer controls it. Looks to find some contact, keep his feet, and gets great support there very quickly. Graham Pixley to Rold Smith, number 8, who's able to offload
to Mike
quickly.
Wong, quick to Graham. Has a little bit of trouble hanging on to it, but Tim Poffley is there to cover him up. It looks like the Irish have the ball somehow.
And the Irish were able to turn it over because it looked like Graham Pixley was called for not releasing. So the Irish will have the opportunity for a penalty.
They are not going for a kick this time.
You know what? We've got just over half the game, or half of the half left.
Yeah.
And score 31-13. I think they're wise to try and have a look, especially if they don't have a super consistent kicker. It would be a tough try, doable, but in any case, they maintain. Ball comes back to
James
pretty much
Moran
the
brings it
original penalty area.
Oh, well done to Chris Warner, who
Ball's
takes a piece of that, and then Rawls on top of that. Yeah.
To hang on to it, control it for Kingston. Blake Wilson.
To Graham, who puts it up.
It's a clearance kick. Not
Some,
quite where he
interesting
wanted it,
bounces
I don't
here.
think. Back 3 controlling from the Irish and looking to counterattack. Missed a pass, however. They've been bang on until then. I think that was the first pass they've missed
Yeah,
today.
Shane looks like he's pulling him out. No, not quite.
Not quite. Able to control it, though.
Yeah, we see that James Moran guy in there again. For such a large presence, he's very mobile, very fast out here.
He's definitely mixing it up today, that's for sure. Trevor
Yeah.
Snyder with the tackle. And ball wasn't secured by the Irish. Rold Smith was able to pick up another loose ball and to secure it for Kingston.
Trevor acts as 9. Pass out to Carl, who puts it to Pixley.
It was a lucky pass. Carl
That's
Erickson
where-
has some incredibly sticky hands.
That's where his basketball expertise comes in.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, counter ruck, and Mike Wong has some problems putting it out.
Dennis Asseltine into contact. A little bit more of an urgency with Kingston at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Offload from Pix.
And
Mike
a
Wong
chip for
Jr.
Mike Wong. Oh, high pulled back tackle.
So it looks like the referee has called the obstruction call. Kingston will have the penalty.
Yep.
Have an opportunity to see if they want to try for the 3 or if they want to go for the 5.
Now, from this angle, it looked like Mike Wong had chipped it over the Irish players, and the Irish players, instead of chasing him down, just grabbed him by the back of the jersey and yanked hard back on his collar.
At that point, there's not a whole lot more you can do.
No.
Unless you want to concede the try. Ball's up to Kingston, so
There's
they've
Sam
elected to try for
McLaughlin
the 5.
driving. Can he put it down?
Still just outside the goal line. Mike Wong to Graham Pixley.
Tim Poffley.
Ball's on the ground, and the Irish are through and stealing.
And
recovered
Dennis
with
Asseltine comes
Dennis.
out.
Quickly secured by Kingston again. Blake Wilson, another attempt.
Irish putting on a fantastic defense here.
It looked like the ruck actually happened just past the goal line, and referee Vervin was right on the goal line, was able to see the just the touchdown. In order for the try to be awarded, there actually has to be downward pressure placed on the ball, and it just took a second for them to secure it and touch that down. So Kingston congratulates each other. They're feeling a little bit more out of the woods than they were previously. 36-13. They've got 2 tries so far this half. Sorry, 3 tries. The score was 21-13 at the half. Mike Wong will have another attempt at goal here with the wind at his back. He'll be blowing a little bit more towards the right-hand post. So he'll have to start it a little bit to the left. And the kick
Well
is
done.
good.
It's a golden foot on that one.
38-13 with Mike Wong's conversion. So we've got the Irish coming back up. They're looking a little defeated, a little slower than they were before. However, they are feisty. They'll come back. Ball's making its way back up to center. We'll have to see if the Irish change their strategy a little bit, because if they are trying to continue to kick downfield, they'll be giving up possession, and it's awfully hard to score when you don't have the ball in your hands. So we'll
But
see
as
if
you
that
said, I
switches
mean,
up
they do
little
have
bit.
a very strong defense. Not a lot you can do about defending the line like that. There's only so many options, but
the sun's really causing some problems for the Panthers there. It's pretty tough to hang on to those balls.
well, the Irish played the first half in those conditions, so they know exactly what they're kicking the ball into.
Still secured by Kingston.
Keep it on the deck, boys. Keep walking up forward.
Pretty messy over there. It's getting a bit chippy. You can see some tempers are flaring a little bit.
And this is where the referee is going to have to exercise.
Turned over by the Irish in a good attacking position.
Very good line. Still running, pushing through.
Again secured by the Irish. Looks like there might be a Kingston player slowing that ball down on the ground.
Oh, but this is some of the most dynamic play that I've seen from them today. Oh, Sergio Grice with an interception there. Graham comes over it.
Oh, the Irish had a 3-on-1. Kingston
Mike
was
Wong
awfully
gets
lucky to
dumped.
get the interception.
Kingston's going to have to get to these rucks a lot faster than what they're doing now, especially with the Irish on their up phase right now. Higher energy. To Sergio, to Tim Poffley on the sidelines there. Struggling to stay in. He gives it to Mike Wong, but it looked like slightly knocked on before he kicked it.
Yep, just a bit of a knock. Poffley was lucky to make that much ground right on the sideline, just dancing along there.
I guess that's the football skills.
Could
Working
well
the line.
be. Not like he had a lead blocker in front of him.
No.
Now the referee is conferring with the touch judge currently, John Clark. Just chatting a little bit about the last play, potentially some issues between players.
Doesn't look like anything came out of it.
Time's back on, and we're just going to play. Might be something that the referee keeps in thought for later if necessary. This will be an Irish scrum due to the Kingston knock-on. Very clear call by the referee. Good communication happening. Dive pass from number 9, Gareth Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, the ball's
Now, one
free.
thing the Irish have certainly done better than us or than Kingston in this game is putting pressure on the scrum half, the number 9. I've noticed that Mike Wong has really had to work to get that ball out or get clear ball. And when he does, there's usually a player right on top of him.
It's very true. Now that was a nice attempt to kick from Graham Pixley, and the ball actually did stay in the playable area, not into the in goal. Otherwise, likely would have been a 22 for Ottawa. As it is, they've had an opportunity to regain and kick the ball back down to center field. So it'd be a Kingston line out. Looking at about 15 minutes left to play. You can see the guys are getting a little tired out there, a little bit more walking. And we'll see if Curtis throws to number 11, Shane Baddeley, as he's been doing most of the day today.
Yep, there it is.
Irish hasn't contested or really made that throw difficult yet, so as a good thrower should, they just keep going back to what's working.
Yep.
Ball to Pixley.
Oh.
Drop there.
Yep.
Pixley looks like he's hesitating a little bit, not sure where those lines are coming from.
I thought he was purposefully trying to fake that pass on the inside.
There was the pass.
Yeah.
A lot of extra footwork, I think. Not sure that the timing behind him was happening as quickly as it should have. Because the last thing he wants to do is have to make that decision with somebody in his face as quickly as the Irish are getting up.
That's right.
Quick call in by the referee. Not everybody was really set. And that'll be a penalty against Kingston as Mason Curtis took his head up there. Wasn't really set and ready to go. Irish maintained possession at the first breakdown, and the referee will be playing advantage for Kingston, either coming offside or some sort of infraction in the breakdown area.
Oh, Kingston's going to have to start rucking a little bit better than this.
Irish are securing the possession.
Yeah.
Took quite a few of them to do it, though.
Jorge was holding up 3 players there.
He was. Ooh, that's a high tackle. That'll be whistled
Tim
immediately.
Poffley.
Tim Poffley. We'll come back to the original infraction, however, which was at the breakdown. And this will be a makeable kick for the Kingston kicker. Looks like the Irish are going to have a quick chat.
Yeah. And it looks like the player stayed down just briefly, but he's back up again.
Yeah, the Irish player's okay. He was the one who was the unfortunate recipient of the high tackle.
Yeah.
Seems to be bouncing up okay, though. And the Irish have elected to run the ball.
No, not to Moran.
No, over to number 7, Mike Haycock.
Mike Haycock has had quite a few good runs this game, and it's not surprising that they passed it over to him.
Number 1, James Moran. Lucky to keep that ball intact.
Yeah.
Irish are pressing. They need a score here, and they need it soon if they want to get themselves back into the game. Might be called for
Well done to Raul.
Offside. Offside on Rold Smith, number 8 for Kingston.
Oh.
Try given for the Irish. It was heads-up play on the penalty.
Pixley does not look too happy with himself for missing that tackle, but I really don't think there was a lot he could have done against that angle.
Not sure either.
No.
Did you see the try score for that?
Oh, sorry. No, that was Blake that was lying down there, frustrated with himself.
Look like.
Yeah. I don't know who the try scorer was, I'm afraid.
I missed it too. It happened so quickly there.
Yeah.
However, the points still count. So it's 38-18, and now 38-20. Irish with 20 points, and the Kingston Panthers leading with 38. We've got just over 10 minutes left in the second half. Barton Division final. Looks like Kingston's pretty tired right now. They haven't played for 2 weeks. The final was the semifinals were 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
It's nice to see that there's a bit of a break before these guys get to play again.
Maybe a little bit of overconfidence on their part too.
No, I think that they respect the Irish in the fact that they know that they can come back. I mean, they've just shown that they could.
Yeah.
I think maybe a little bit more frustration, perhaps, for missing those tackles and turning the ball over and taking a couple penalties they probably shouldn't have. Irish secure.
Yep.
Missed the shoestring tackle there.
Yeah, the Irish are starting to make some very good runs now and capitalize on missed tackles by Kingston.
That's right. Greg Power, number 14 for the Irish, just had a nice little run there. Made quite a few players miss.
Yep.
Kingston line out. See if the Irish contest. Yep. And then gone to the front. Closing the gap is the referee's call. It's a free kick to Kingston.
Kingston not trying to sell the back pod whatsoever. Gabbing away, chatting and stuff.
That's right. They decided to go short there, and they've gone long the whole time, and the Irish were able to get their hands on it to contest. So Justin Rimmer takes the quick tap.
Yeah, rolls on
over
his
a few.
hip there. Popped to Dennis Esseltine. Just quickly brought down.
It's an Irish player with his hands on the ground there, or hands on
Yeah.
the ball, I should say. Mike Wong to Pixley.
To Tim Poffley.
It's a nice run from Pothley. Really nice last-second adjustment before he got that ball in his hands.
That's right. And a little worm burner too, which Mike Wong has to run back for.
He was chased down there quite quickly with Mike Haycock in his back
Yeah.
pocket there.
Mike Haycock is very quickly becoming a very important part of the Irish game for this half.
Kingston's got possession. Looks like they're going to take their time. Probably not a bad idea after the first penalty there. And ball's out.
Oh, Dennis. Shane Badley, not really sure where to go. Didn't have a lot available to him after the pass from Dennis Asseltine.
Irish have been marched back 10. I believe they were offside there. Again, opportunity for Kingston to slow the game down.
Yeah.
Mike Wong addresses the mark quickly, but also casually as well. Didn't quite get the kick as far out as he wanted to. Touch judge had been waiting actually much further down the field there and had to move up in order to mark the place for the line out. Having a quick conversation. I think they're just checking timing, making sure everybody's all on the same page. Time's off for a moment as the ball is traveled over into the housing development there, and we'll be back on. Here we go. Irish up way early. Now that ball went into Chris Warner for the Panthers. Definitely changing up their strategy in the lineouts.
Yep.
Got a Maul moving forward. It's stopped though. They've got to get the ball out if they want to maintain it, and
Yeah.
it's yes.
Dennis Asseltine.
And Mike Wong.
Back to Mike Wong.
Mike Wong was able to pick up a pretty difficult pass coming from Dennis, and actually, Justin Rimmer as well, in order to make that play happen.
Yeah, there was certainly a lot of support there.
That's right. So Kingston's able to add to their tally to take the score to 43-20. Again, Mike Wong's going to have a tough time kicking this conversion, but I think his teammates are quite happy to have him take his time, and they can get some water and some rest and figure out exactly what's going on outside those breakdowns. It's pretty messy on the ground right now, and the referee is talking a lot. We haven't seen a yellow card, but there could well be a yellow card
I've seen
if
lots of
there's
potential for it, yeah.
if there's a lot of hands in the ruck again or playing the ball on the ground.
Actually, did you notice as soon as Mike had to kick, the wind really started to come up? It wasn't really gusting, and then...
It has been pretty wet, hasn't it? Well, the conversion is missed, so the score stands at 43-20 for the Panthers. Everybody's had a chance to get some water, and we'll see if the Irish come back here again. They've got a long way to dig. 23 points down.
Yep.
7 minutes or so left. The worst thing
That's
that the
one
Panthers can
converted
do.
try every 2 minutes, essentially.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That the Irish need to get in order to tie this game. Yeah.
So Panthers definitely need to try to control the possession, and if they want to try and get things back to set pieces, get some lineouts, get some scrums, that kind of thing, just to slow it down a little bit, that will probably be their strategy.
Yeah. It is certainly not unsurmountable for the Irish to come back at this point.
Oh, that's a pretty nasty sun. You can see both Chris Pratt and I think that was Carl Erickson. Might be wrong on that one.
No, I believe that was Shane Fadley
That's right,
again.
yeah.
That missed
Having
it.
a really
Chris
hard
Pratt is
time.
actually out with a hamstring right now. Yeah. Carl Erickson was brought up from our subs to play for him. And Ian McLaughlin, who I don't believe I've seen on the field yet, but I'm sure he'll be out shortly, it has been moved to our subs in Carl's place.
It's pretty tough to try and field the ball when the sun's as strong as it is today. Short throw. Referees judged that it wasn't straight.
And then the Irish going for a quick ball. Most of Kingston was not back 10.
That's right. They may get a 10-meter call on them as well here.
Yep.
Irish are pressing. They know they've got to score and score very quickly. Yeah. Irish players isolated there, though. Lucky you got back to the original breakdown.
Haycock originally brought that in, and we can see him right now. But it doesn't look like he's going to take part in the rest of this.
Pass.
Oh, very good line. And Tim Poffley picks him off, foresees that.
The Irish scrum half is certainly, and fly half are certainly using the wind to their advantage to try and throw those big long spin passes across the field.
And using Moran to bring in a heavy, large player in. There's Haycock again. But there aren't a lot of people over there to ruck for the Irish.
Well, they were pretty late arriving, but they did hang on to the ball. Again, bouncing
Chris
around,
Warner.
hard to handle.
Tackling. Some interesting rucking style there by the Irish. Feet in the air. Rimmer, that would have been a beautiful hit if it had connected. It really would have.
Kingston's looking pretty disorganized on defense right now.
Yep.
Don't have a post and guard set on this side.
No.
And the referee is allowing play to go on, even though it looks like he's really whistled for it to stop.
Yeah. And that's just an indication of how heated things are becoming down at field level right now.
So it'll be black put in on the scrum. Mike Wong Jr. will put the ball in for the Panthers.
And if the Irish can steal this, they're in a very good position to score one of those much needed tries.
That's right. Kingston doesn't have a lot of defense right up flat. Oh, there we go. Irish are controlling this.
Mike Wong out to Tim Poffley, who's just going to try and punch through that.
Had an opportunity for an early offload there and didn't take it. Mike Wong did a great job picking up that ball of the scrum going backwards. It's really difficult to get your hands in there and then your feet out of the way and moving upfield before somebody else
He has done
gets you.
really amazing things with some really bad ball this game.
Another put in, another scrum.
And some substitutes here. Is that what's coming on?
Looks like.
Yeah, that's right. We got Chesham coming up and Justin Smith.
So Justin Rimmer is leaving the field and Jamie Benn, number
That's
1
right.
for Kingston and number 4.
So a second row and a prop.
That's right. tight 5. They've been working their butts off. They've been in the thick of things and on the ground and taking players to ground all day.
I know Rimmer is going to be missed out there for his offensive abilities, and Jamie's been pulling off some fantastic defensive hits and rucks. So Chessum and Justin Smith are really going to have to fill those really big boots.
That's right. Pixley with a clearance kick there. He's lucky to get that ball away. A lot of pressure coming from his inside. This will be an Irish throw-in. Their lineouts this half have looked much more solid than they did in the first half. Kingston looks fairly aggressive defensively from the backs. No contest from Kingston in the lineout, and the Irish look like they were going to set a drive there and decided to get the ball out a little more quickly. Little show and go, and fly half paid for that.
Trevor and Carl are right on that. Kicked literally from Carl's fingertips.
Big turn of events there.
Yeah.
Irish control though, back up field. Those back 3 are making people miss.
And these are these sloppy tackles that Kingston has been
tackling today hasn't been too bad.
And there's
right back to where they were.
And it's
balls
out.
into touch.
Yep.
Wow, the Ottawa Irish back 3, they're a force to be reckoned with.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think so. Somewhere around there.
I cannot say I expected any of that.
Well, they're certainly making Kingston pay for when they're kicking. It looked like maybe they were feeling them out a little bit in the first half, but the second half they've really dominated play.
I almost feel they didn't really commit 100% to the strategy they came out with in the second half. It seemed a lot of tennis rugby, essentially punt it, chase, punt it, chase, punt it, chase, and then they didn't really commit 100% to that strategy.
I'd say they committed to it for the first 10 minutes, which is what, from a coach's perspective, is what you usually see. First 10 minutes to stick to the game plan, and then the last half hour
you go back to what you normally do.
Yeah, there's a considerable reversion.
Oh, Trevor Snyder with a fantastic hit there.
Irish maintains.
There's Chessum getting in there. And Pixley trying to pull him out. Didn't quite work. Now we're in a maul.
Pressing. The Irish are pressing. They're not going to give an inch.
No.
Good body position. Irish player, a little juke through the post for the score.
Right on.
Big score for the Irish. It's got to feel good. So we've got 43-25 for the Irish. Sorry, 25 points for the Irish, 43 for the Panthers.
We know what you meant.
I would think there's just
And
a
he's
short bit of
not
injury time
opting
left
for a
too.
tee. He's just going to kick it off the ground. Just a. I don't know if that's an admission of defeat. What is that?
It's a good question. He wasn't.
Didn't really try for that kick. Didn't really care about the points.
He hasn't kicked yet to this game, so he may be coming from a sevens background where it is mainly drop kicking.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to get the game in play. The 2 points aren't going to be that important for the Irish. Perhaps the tee couldn't be found on the sidelines, as sometimes happens.
You have 2 minutes to present your kick. Is that correct?
1.
1 minute? Okay. And I don't see Doug Crow, the player with the one sock down and flashy boots. I don't see him out there.
That's right, the starting
ball.
number 11. No, I
Yeah.
don't believe he's on the field anymore. So, look like Scott Hunter stepped in there for that conversion attempt. Irish control the ball again. Kingston's just jumping offside a little bit too much. Just need to hold their feet a little
And
bit
making
longer.
a lot of
and
shoulder level tackles as well.
that's right.
Yeah.
And McCormick Cup competition, that would be Be
anathema.
pretty difficult to deal with for sure.
Yep. And it could just be the 2-week gap, as you said. Carl making a difficult catch in the sun. The audience not liking the referee's decision.
Fans were
on
not
that.
happy about that at
No.
all. However, it's
A
still
lot of colorful Kingston language.
That's right. It still is a put in for the Ottawa Irish. Tough position for Carl to be in there.
Yep.
After having been on holiday for a few weeks and coming back and then playing a difficult position, very difficult position, and also adding the sun to boot.
Carl is certainly one of our best players, though, which is why he's out there. Very, very technically inclined, especially with his tackles. I believe I mentioned in the last game, he's one of our most technical tacklers. And oh, fantastic!
Blindside
Another
play.
Irish try.
That's right. They noticed that the winger was slightly out of position defending for Kingston.
Yep.
And ran to the blind side at full pace. Really didn't give a lot of opportunity for Kingston to make a tackle there, and took advantage.
Having a lot of trouble reading the number on the back of his jersey, so I can give you a name.
In any case, the score is 43-30. And the Irish have been doing the bulk of the scoring recently. The last 2 tries have been in their favor.
Certainly a much more interesting game to watch than the last one that was televised at 53-5 or something like that.
That's
Can't
right.
remember the score
A big
exactly.
score to
but
not a lot. That's right.
yeah. Not the most interesting game to watch, although.
Wow, that was a tough kick.
And that's the end of the
the game. So we wrapped it up there at 43 points for the Kingston Panthers to 32 points for the Ottawa Irish. Ottawa certainly battled it to the end. Panthers were able to withstand the battle and were able to take home the trophy. So Kingston Panthers, for the first time in Kingston, are EORU Barton Division 1 champions.
That's correct.
And we'll certainly be celebrating this evening, I would think.
And we're definitely going to be watching them in their further exploits provincially in the McCormick Cup.
That's right. The information for McCormick Cup will be posted on the Rugby Ontario website, rugbyoontario.com, and also on the Eastern Ontario website, rugbyottawa.com.
And on our website as well, www.panthersrfc.com.
Excellent. So we'll be able to follow the Panthers as they go this year. So we're just seeing the teams shake hands, congratulating each other for a game well played. The Panthers will be back later this fall. Please make sure you have a chance to come out and watch them out here at QECVI, especially on beautiful fall days like this. We're going to sign off now and